this floppy, the pinna or the auricle, and then you have this tube here, the auditory canal, and then you have a membrane. Where is it? The what is this? Yeah, because I did this. Okay, so here you're supposed to have a membrane, tympanic membrane. So what is the function of the tympanic membrane?
External from the
Yeah, that's very obvious, but the function in hearing.
From sound waves to
sound
mechanical
waves
waves.
to the
So it transforms the sound waves to mechanical waves. These mechanical waves will move
malleus.
the ossicles, okay? And we have three ossicles, which are the malleus and stapes. And we said, is it broken, this one? Yeah, I'm a lady, so orientation is 0. Okay, so so we said the middle ear communicate with what?
Channel.
With the pharynx, communicate with the pharynx by the mean of the auditory tube. The next part, the last part of the ear, or the more complex one, is the inner ear, okay? And we said the inner ear itself has a three region that have three different functions, okay? So we know like the ear as a whole is involved in two things, involved in hearing and equilibrium, okay? So it's all about the inner ear. What the external ear and middle ear will do, it's just transmit the signal, transmit the sounds, the sound wave, and then transmit the mechanical wave or mechanical energy to the inner ear. And the function is all about the inner ear, okay? So we said the inner ear, we have like three regions. The first one is the semicircular, and the semicircular are involved in
Dynamic.
function. Okay, read carefully the questions, okay? So I know you have the information, but part of the evaluation is how vigilant you are, okay? So read the question carefully and know what you need to answer, okay? Don't just throw answers, okay? So this part is called, this region of the middle ear is called the semicircular canal, and the function of this part is the dynamic equilibrium. The next one is the vestibula, and the function of the vestibula is the static equilibrium, and the last part is the cochlea. And we said where is it? Yeah. Okay, and we said the cochlea communicate with the middle ear by the mean of two windows. Okay, the oval window, it's where the signal gets into the cochlea, and the round window when the energy is dissipated into the middle ear and then to the external atmosphere, okay, through the pharynx, okay, because here you're gonna transmit the mechanical energy. The round window will dissipate the mechanical energy into the middle ear and then through this tube here to the pharynx and to the exterior to make, why? To have the pressure, a constant pressure inside the middle ear. That's very important, having like adequate pressure inside the middle ear, because changing this pressure here will affect the hearing and will affect the equilibrium. Okay, so it's very important to have like this tube all the time intact and open. Any inflammation here will affect the pressure here and will affect our hearing and our equilibrium. So we can, if you have, that's why sometimes if you have a bad cold, okay, other than like sneezing and having a headache and stuff, you can like start not hearing well and you can be like a little dizzy. Okay, that's why, because you're affecting the pressure here, and that will affect the inner ear. The inner ear, we know it's involved not only in hearing but also in equilibrium. Okay, so the cochlea itself. Okay, we said the cochlea has receptors for hearing. What's the name of what's the name of this organ, the sensory organ, the organ of Corti or the spiral organ, and the cells, the sensory cells are called. What is the name of the sensory cells found within the organ of Corti? Hmm? These cells here. Okay, when I asked about the cells, okay, you answered the membranes. So be careful. Again, like read your questions carefully, okay? So here you have the hair cells. So the sensory cells are called the hair cells. The sensory organ is the whole thing, is the sensory cells, which is the hair cells. It's the basal membrane and the tectorial membrane. This whole thing is the organ of Corti. And you need to look again on the microscope, because you can have either this model or the microscope, or you can have both, okay? So know the organ of Corti on the microscope and on this model too, okay? Then we said this is like showing you. Okay, so this is a cross section of one of these tubes here, and it's showing you like the inside of tube. We know that the inner ear as a whole, you have the bony labyrinth, and you have the membranous labyrinth. Within the cochlea, it happens like this. The membranous and the bony labyrinth, they form ducts. Okay, they are organized in a way. They form ducts, and we said we have this duct here. Is called the vestibular duct. It's separated from the cochlear duct by this membrane here called the vestibular membrane, and then here you have the tympanic membrane. Do we have the same fluid in this? do we have the same fluid in these three areas? No. So what fluid is here? Perilymph and endolymph. So good, yeah. I'm expecting hundreds of the practical. Yeah.
In the quiz I just took,
Be optimistic.
in the book, this is called the medial.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's the same. Just like you have both names.
So do we have
I like these things.
And there's another word before it too in the book.
Hey,
Like a
don't
big-
say what
a
is
big
it. Don't
scary
disclose
word.
what is on the quiz.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just saying in the book it's I get confused because the book
There's
is
double names.
what you say is simpler, but the book's just got me all.
Yeah.
names.
Yeah.
Like the scale of.
Just a regular duct.
Because it says
Yeah, it's-
something right?
Vestibulae.
What is
Yeah.
the first word?
Scala.
In the book?
Which means it's the same. I prefer duct because it's easier to remember. Yeah, I don't like to use the Latin words.
Yeah, they freak me out.
Yeah,
Give
but
me anxiety.
but you know what? I